All right. Good afternoon, Shantae. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great, Sam. How are you?
I am doing wonderful. So I've got your resume here in front of me, and you've applied to a few different positions that I'm currently working on. And I do want to point out before we jump into this interview, you have successfully completed 17 contract assignments for Ronstadt, all with fabulous markings from our clients. Just wonderful feedback, wonderful results. Some you went perm, some were true contract. It was just all really great experiences all around. So I want our future clients that you will be working for again to know that you have a wonderful track record representing Ronstadt during your career. So that being said, tell us what you've been doing most recently for work.
Okay, most recently I was working with Florida Power Utilities and working with them. It was supposed to be a short term, but it went longer, and they expanded my job duties from just copy and paste work to doing most of the contract work and doing most of the bookkeeping, checking variances, working with the multiple clients, such as the bigger gas lines. And what I would do is I would communicate with the clients to see what volumes they were going to put and pump at different locations. And once I did that, I would check the billing. I went from doing that to doing the billing. I would then upload and put on spreadsheets the different variants, do the different bookkeepings, making sure everyone stayed within that amount. And if anyone went over or under anything, I would go with them and consolidate those different things and do month-end accounting for them, as was weekly accounting as well. And then I was the point of contact for the different businesses if anything happened or if anything didn't sustain properly. And I would keep monthly records or daily records for everyone for different types of things. So I was responsible for a lot with them.
Okay. Now, tell me a little bit in that role, and this may be relevant to other roles as well, too. What computer software programs do you feel like you're most proficient with that you were using on a day-to-day basis?
Day-to-day basis, I use Excel, I use Word, and then we had their own personal systems, which was one of the ones that my first job coming on there was to build and learn and write a booklet and learning tool for other people to learn when they go on for the training. So it was different software precise to them. And one was called GS system. And then there was another system, which I have right here on the book that I keep to myself because they let me work from home, which was, it was our gas P drive pipeline services and measurements. And one was called those different softwares. I also worked on a SAP software and PeopleSoft as well.
Fantastic. Now, you've also got some really fantastic HR assistant background. Tell me a little bit about those roles and what a typical day looked like at working as an HR assistant for you.
As an HR assistant, what I did was I talked to our talent, and what I did was I pulled up their W-2 records and made sure that everything was updated. That was one of my duties with them, and making sure that all those records are straight. Another thing was making sure their driver's license, because I work with truckers, making sure the driver's license and everything was updated and all their driving requirements were kept on record and updated daily. And that made sure that we were their safety protocol and teachings and schools were updated as far as that goes. I also was responsible for any new talent and kept any applications up to date and any new spots. And I worked a regional area from South Florida to Central Florida with those different prospects, as well as did monthly meetings and organized that for when we had new hire new hire fairs, and went through and spoke with different people who I feel will fill up different positions as well.
Okay, fantastic. Now, in that particular role, did you have any exposure to any specific HRIS software systems?
Yes, I worked I worked the HRIS systems. I'm sorry if I can't remember it right off the bat because I work so much and do so many different things that all of the software kind of blend in, and I just learn it. I don't remember the exact names, but I know that it's a specific softwares that you have to use. And I did use an HR software to pull up and maintain, and also to maintain the numbers and upgrade different things. So I used, and I apologize for that if I can't remember the exact name for the exact software.
That's okay. There's so many different ones out there. All are pretty similar. I mean, not exact, of course, but having exposure to a few different ones is fantastic. Now, one of the questions that I have, and I know my clients are going to ask too, because you have a great background doing contract work, contract assignments for us successfully. At this stage in the career, why are you interested in temp to perm placements?
Well, it goes with the flexibility of my home life as well. As I stated, I'm a little bit older, and I retired from working as a mortgage underwriter in a financial district, and I kind of want to be able to be somewhere where I have a little bit more flexibility. So that's why I went back to doing contract work. At one point, I had to leave and not work at all because, and that's getting a little bit personal, but I got very, very ill. So when I left that, I still wanted to work a little bit. So my mind is active, and I like to do things that make me feel good and feel like I've accomplished things. I don't like just sitting at home. So, and when
Absolutely.
a job, I like to do it great. So it makes me feel better. It keeps my mind going. So that's why I like doing contract work, because I feel like I can fulfill something, get it done, do it well, and make everybody happy, including myself, and
Absolutely.
the money doing it.
Now, at this stage, if a position is considered what we call temp to perm, meaning that you would go perm at the end of the contract, is that something that you're interested in at this stage?
Yes. The reason why I like temp to perm, because I can feel where if I feel well with the company in a position, as well as the person that is looking for me. So if we both mesh well together, that's great, and then I could go perm. And if for some reason we don't mesh, it's a win-win situation where I can talk to you and let you know, and you could feel somebody else right in there without anyone losing any. Without anybody putting too much into the effort and then lose out on their money. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Absolutely. No, I think that it's always great. It's nice. Try it before you buy it type of scenario for both
Right.
parties. Absolutely. Shantae, what would you say is the most important thing to you about the next company that you work for?
That I feel comfortable, that I feel like I have that I feel like they appreciate me. That's a big thing. And that I feel that when I go there, I don't feel like I'm going to work. Like I don't have to keep my head down and feel like I can't wait to get home. I like to feel like I'm going to work and I'm doing something that I like doing, that I'm accomplishing something, that I'm not being bored all day. I like to work when I'm at work, and that I can be in a personable environment. That's really important to me as well.
Fantastic. Shantae, I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording and the chat with you a little bit more if that sounds good.
That's fine.
Okay, great.